And then suddenly I started feeling, heaviness in my chest and I couldn't breathe. So a girl who was sitting beside me, she was my good friend. I told her I don't know why I can't breathe. Then she started, rubbing my back and asking me to take deep breaths, but still I was not able to. Then she unhooked my bra, thinking that maybe it's acidity or something.
Hey Priya, what are you doing?
Just regulating my anxiety and nervousness. I'm super excited to be here with you people, but I'm so scared. I mean, everybody has that fear of facing the camera and talking, right? But I still wanted to do it.
Of course, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I know it's difficult for you. So, we'll begin by knowing a little about yourself. So, where are you from? Could you tell us a little about your family, work background, and all?
Yeah, so I was born and brought up in Hyderabad, and I have finished my masters and I'm working full time in corporate, and I have been always the topper of the class, the overachiever, the explorer who always wants to keep trying different things. So I was into sports, dance, very good into academics. I always want to be independent and free. So if anybody would ask me what is your dream growing up, it would always be like I want to eat different kinds of cuisines of food all over the world, travel to different places, try different outfits because I loved dressing up because my mom dad would always keep me dolled up, and then also travel to different places and help and serve people. So maybe that is how I have connected all the dots and I've landed here.
Knowing about you, it feels like you have had a very lively life. Then, how come you were diagnosed with anxiety disorder?
So, growing up, I always feel unseen, unheard, and misunderstood, and not fitting anywhere, not belonging anywhere. But I always had this need and urge to be, accepted. I would always made feel that I'm not doing enough, even though I would achieve a lot of things. So, even in friendships, I had many toxic friendships, wrong people entering my life, and that's how all of it affected my mental health. And it came to a point where I started getting anxiety and panic attacks, and that's how I ended up going for therapy.
Did you ever know about panic attack before having one?
No. For the first time when I had a panic attack, I thought it is just weakness in my body because I was already physically sick. I was into sports, I had fever, I was running long distance. Then I had mentally getting affected by the girls who used to bully me in the college. So all of this affected, and I thought even doctor thought it's just low blood pressure or some deficiency in the body. But even later, doctor analyzed that this is not just physical; it's mental.
And did you have any family history of mental illness or any case that you were aware of?
I see. Yeah, here everybody knows how Indian families are. They don't want to accept that they need therapy. So I can say everybody in my family, in all the families, need therapy. Even though you're mentally fit, you need therapy. So I think there's no clinically diagnosed history because nobody has gone to a hospital like me. They would always remove the frustration and anger on other people around them. I didn't have that. I would always suppress my emotions. So maybe that is why being an educated person, reading so many books, and then also having some classes in school, got to know about these mental health issues and anxiety. We also had psychology in our college. I mean, I was not studying that, but we had other groups. So we had free counseling sessions, and that's how I got to know about all of this.
Did you receive any family or friends support after you were diagnosed with anxiety disorder?
Family, yeah, definitely they took me to the doctors and I had some anti-anxiety pills, but still they were like, I am just overthinking and I just need to take things, should not take things that seriously, but I don't think that's the point. Even I started blaming myself that maybe I am the problem. And coming to friends, I didn't have friends who were so close to me that I would open up and share what I'm feeling. Also, I had a problem and difficulty in expressing myself. I didn't know what I am feeling. So how will I go and express to others, right? So I was not understanding what's going with me. I would always feel that I am the problem, something is wrong with me, but I didn't know what is happening. So I had a problem in understanding my own emotions. If I would understand, then I would go and talk to people. And at the same time, I had this fear of judgment and embarrassment as well, because everybody around me in school and college were happy kids. They were coming and just enjoying life, reading, studying, playing. Even I was doing all of it, but internally I was having a lot of emotions. So I was not having that safe space, you can say, where somebody could provide me that safe space, ask me questions, and listen, and just calm me down. So I didn't have that safe space.
How long did it take for you to realize that it's better if you go visit a doctor? Did it take you weeks or months, or how did you come to that decision making? Because there's so much of stigma around us.
Yes, even after knowing that I need a psychiatric help, my parents were not ready. So we just went to a normal doctor and he gave us basic medicines which would calm my mind. But later, after a year or two, when I moved out of my parents' house because I wanted to be independent and doing things by myself, I came across a therapist on LinkedIn, and that's how I spoke to her. And I had like 2 sessions. And that time spending on therapy was like, am I spending too much money on this? But I think everybody should go for therapy according to their budget. You are able to find different therapists, but also you need to have the therapist who can understand the way you receive things, right? We have different teachers in school, but not every teacher is our favorite. Only one or two teachers. So you need to find your kind of therapist. So you need to try one session with every therapist to find who's best for you. She was good, but it was still not working for me because it was still the same discussion about what was my pattern. Because I was already self-aware and I was reading a lot of books. I knew what was going on. I wanted something more than that. So after 2 sessions, I stopped over there. And then I started doing my self-analysis, attending free webinars and sessions. And then after joining another organization, I had free therapy from my organization itself. So there I took like 5 to 6 sessions, which were helpful. But then again, I left the organization and my therapy stopped over there.
Can you describe us a few physical symptoms that you faced, which our viewers can also relate to?
First thing is, it starts with spiraling. If something happens which might be very normal for others, but you get affected a lot. A change in somebody's tone, voice of tone, or their face expression, or their inconsistency in behavior, or any other external circumstance which doesn't go according to you, you get upset, right? Everybody does. But people who are mentally affected, who are more sensitive, get even more affected deeply, and then they start spiraling into thoughts. They start getting overthinking and overanalyzing about every situation in the worst case scenario. And then you start slowly dissociating with the reality, the place, and you start living in that thoughts. And then there's a change in your pattern of breath. Either you breathe too fast or too slow. You feel like you are going to just faint down. So your hands and legs start getting colder and you start shivering. You feel like crying, or you feel like choked. You're not able to express what you're feeling. You feel nobody's understanding you, and everything is feeling all dizzy. So all these symptoms are easy to identify about mental health issues.
Could you take us through a random day in your life during the challenging period you were going through, and let us understand and experience your perspective better?
I was just one day having lunch in my class after we finished in my graduation, and I was already being bullied and cornered by the people in my class, and those things were already on my head. And also not having a peaceful home environment, like all of this was already running in my head, and I was very hard on myself. I wanted to be the best in studies and sports, and even though I was best at everything, I was feeling like this is not working out for me. Like I wanted to do something else, and between all of this, so many thoughts running in my head, loneliness, and then being cornered, not being understood and heard, not having good friends who are making me laugh. Like I was always sad, and I used to keep crying all the time. That day in the class, when everybody was having lunch, I just had 2 bites of rice, and then suddenly I started feeling heaviness in my chest, and I couldn't breathe. So a girl who was sitting beside me, she was my good friend. I told her I don't know why I can't breathe. Then she started rubbing my back and asking me to take deep breaths, but still I was not able to. Then she unhooked my bra, thinking that maybe it's acidity or something, and I can breathe after that, but still. Then I started panicking too much that I'm not able to breathe, and I started, falling down and losing strength in my hands and legs. That's when they called in all other people to help me, and they took me down and made me lie on a bench and asked me to be in open space. They thought maybe I'm just suffocating. Yes, I was suffocating, but not because of a closed space, but because of the thoughts in my head. So I didn't know still what to do next, but after some time when they spoke sweetly to me, I calmed down. So this thing I realize whenever I get panic attack, it is because I'm not expressing what I'm feeling. It's cluttered up, bottled up of a lot of emotions, suppression, and also absorbing other people's emotions. And my nervous system is always dysregulated and scared, and too much scared. Like I'm in survival, constant survival mode. And all of this, when somebody comes and they hug me or talk sweetly to me, I calm down. That means I just wanted reassurance. I just wanted somebody to hug me and give that safe space that I am here for you. Because I never had that. I would always been told by people in my family that, it's your problem, you have to deal, we are not here for you. So I wanted that safe space where people reassure me that they are not going to leave me. So maybe that is the reason we feel that, we are not chosen, or we don't belong, or we are abandoned, or we have some kind of trauma. So all of this affects your system, and then you start panicking.
What helped you the most in overcoming this overwhelming period?
I would say we cannot always depend on external help. We need to be our own best friend first. So I started taking self love very seriously. And I think all of this started with watching some motivational videos, which we all did back then, watching many different motivational videos by different speakers. But later, when I got to some motivational speakers which were talking, female orators were speaking about self-love. That's how I got attracted to it, and I started doing all the self-love for myself. Now I will not say self-love is only about nails and head. Yes, it is. It makes you feel very confident, but it's about pampering yourself like you are your own child, you are your own lover, you are your own parent, and talking to yourself lovingly and being kind to yourself. We are not kind to ourselves. We always blame ourselves. No matter what the other person does, we are not angry on them. We are angry on ourselves that we trusted somebody wrong. But I would say it all starts with being kind with yourself, loving yourself to the fullest, giving the love which you expect from others, and identifying what makes you happy. So for me, dance, traveling, dressing up, stretching, any kind of body movement, deep breathing, reading books. So I have multiple hobbies and passions. So I started fulfilling my life with all of them and keeping my mind and body more occupied and being in the present moment. So even now my mind spirals sometimes, but then again I remind myself that the present is amazing. Like, this is a dream life I wanted to live a while ago. So that means you will automatically reach to a place where you'll be even more happier. So we should always be kind to ourselves is what I would say.
Did you ever have to go away from people to prioritize your mental health?
Yes, I did, and I still do. In fact, 2 days ago, even today, some people from the past, when they try to enter my life, I just hold a strong line and boundary, and discernment is the key which will help you protect, because you can't give your energy and access to people just because they are interested in you. You should also think, is this the kind of energy I want to interact with? It's not just about the person or the history you have had with, but also what is the current state of life you are in. Is this going to take you into a better mental space? Are you going to feel energized and relieved after talking to this person? Or are you going to feel drained? And that's how you choose the right people and hold your boundaries straight.
Were you always so strong, or the journey of healing made you the person you are today?
I think we all are always strong, but we forget our strengths because of the external factors, and we don't remember who we are truly are. So I think I am remembering who I am already and coming back to home to myself.
And do you ever feel guilty for choosing yourself? And if sometimes, then how do you overcome that?
It's not like I don't feel guilty at all. I do feel, but then again, I also think about myself as well. Okay, I am feeling guilty, but is this going to stop me from becoming a better person, or is it going to again lead me to a lower frequency and again feel bad about myself? And that's how I let go of the guilt. Yes, I feel guilty when I choose myself and not interact with some people, but then it is for my better self, and I think I am the only person who can think best for myself. And instead of looking for the love outside, only you are the person who can give you the right kind of love. So I think we always have to keep choosing ourselves, and only then people who stay with you when you choose yourself are your true soul friend.
Could you mention the practices that helped you heal?
The practices which have helped me to become a calmer and a better person is, I would say, journaling all my thoughts. So you don't have to always go and rant and vent out to your friends, because the same things you keep repeating but you're not getting out of the loop. And even your friends might not give you the professional advice, they might give you just a friendly advice. So it's better you reach out to a professional who can counsel and give you therapy. But at the same time, you need to put in your self work as well. So you can start journaling your thoughts early in the morning or in the night, or whenever you are overloaded and flooded with thoughts. You can start doing deep breathing, body movements, dance. You can just sit on the ground and the grass and ground yourself. You instantly feel better because nature heals people. I think trips are better. Going into mountains and near the beach will calm yourself down. And then meditation helps a lot. If you can't sit at a place and focus on your thoughts and it makes you more anxious, not every meditation is meant to be just sitting in a place and just closing eyes. Meditation is all about having a focused and present mind, right? So you can do anything in a meditative way. For example, if you're doing your office work, try to focus on your office work only. Or if you're cooking something, focus on cooking. So it is a kind of meditation. You can start painting, do anything and try to be getting your mind in the present moment, and then your mind becomes very calm and blank after that. So all of these practices, and then you can go to temple if you believe in God, or you can go to any place which excites you. It can be anything. If you love playing football, just go to the ground and play. You don't have to always be calm and sober and sit in a place. You can just go play football and feel better. So anything which makes you happy, start doing that.
Have you ever felt guilty of choosing yourself over others?
Yeah, when I've been through so many situations, there came a point where I didn't wanted to be the same, feel the same things again, and feel drained again. So then I started to learn myself what am I feeling in the moment after the situation is gone, when I am with certain individuals, and that's when I got to know that because I am not getting people who are emotionally available to me, I am being that emotional availability to others. So I am being that caring person to others because I don't get that care. I start nurturing others. But all of this led to me a point where I realized that I need to fill my own empty cup first, and then whatever overflows, that's how you help people. So whenever you are in the plane, when the plane is going to crash, you are going to first put the oxygen mask on yourself, right? Only then you can help others. So same ways goes here. You have to first fill your own empty cup and then serve others. And you can't take responsibility for people who don't want to take responsibility for themselves. So first take responsibility for your life. You cannot change others. So try to change yourself first. Be that happy and safe space for yourself, where you can be the happiest version. That's it. Like whatever comes to your mind, you're able to speak. Being your true and authentic self, where you can express yourself freely. So as humans, we are built for connections. We cannot heal in isolation. But at the same time, don't choose wrong company. But wrong people always teach you the right lessons. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for opening up. We absolutely understand how difficult it is to recollect the scary past and discuss on it.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you from all my heart to become the brave one and give hope for those currently going through the pain. Any final advice?
Stay crazy. Do all the crazy thing you want to do. Be a child again. And help others bring back their child selves again.
Can we see your childlike dance?
Love, 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 love. Spread love. Be love. Do love. Give love. That's it.
Great, crazy. Thank you.
No one understands the quiet struggle of mental health warriors better than someone who has lived it. The story that can create a huge difference in your life might be the very next one. Do hit the subscribe and bell button so that you get notified for the next video.